So thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, boys.
No worries.
I guess I'd like to start out by asking, like, I suppose, how did you first get introduced to the music event scene, and how did you first meet as well?
Well, we met very long ago because he only lives literally
We'll
down
come
the
from
road
the same
from
town. We're like neighbours back home in Dunmore.
Where's that?
Where are you from?
Dunmore.
Dunmore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
the far side of Tuam.
Yeah.
Wow, distance.
Yeah.
Traffic coming up here today wasn't great.
Literally a stone throw away from me back home. Yeah.
And I
But
guess
he was into it a lot quicker than I was because he had already his own events company and I was just producing music and just kind of arsing about at home. Like,
when was this now? For going back to the start, like what year was
This
this?
is well before COVID, I think, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Okay.
It was about 6 years ago, I suppose.
6 years ago. He started his own, with
Myself
Fairclough,
and Fikra, yeah. Syndicate.
Syndicate.
Is that an
Yeah.
events company, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we started doing events, yeah. But it all started in like kitchens.
In
You know,
kitchens?
like after nights out and stuff.
I was like,
DJing.
afters.
Yeah.
And then we decided that we'd push the boat out and try and organise an event.
Sick.
So we went with the Loft. And
Is that still open, actually?
yeah,
It's still going.
It
Yeah,
is.
Is Syndicate still going?
no.
No.
No, so Syndicate ended whenever Express started.
Yeah, because Fairclough.
Crossover there.
Yeah.
When I seen what they were doing, I was like, oh, give me a bit of that, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it started during COVID.
Yeah, because we started up Express in the middle of COVID, literally at the start of COVID.
Yeah.
So we were still waiting to even do an event for like
The
two
anticipation
years.
was mental.
Yeah. So we were just doing mixed series the whole lot.
Wow,
Just to-
yeah,
just
it's
to
a good way
kinda
to
keep
start.
active, like.
Where would you have been going out when you were younger then?
Oh,
What would be the
Galway,
big
I've
city?
never left Galway. Like.
Galway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Galway, come on.
Come out of the spot, like.
Yeah.
Need
yeah.
a holiday, lad.
And what age are you both now?
Signed 29.
29.
Tell them big 3-0
Yeah,
next month.
30th in
Is it,
October.
oh, happy birthday to you that early.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. I'm 29. Yeah, just go.
You can edit that 30th crowd out.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
What would you say, like, where did you get your first kind of club experience then? What would have been back in the day when you started going out? Like, what
College,
age would
I'd
you have
say,
been as well?
Yeah.
Carbon.
Carbon.
Yeah, Carbon would
Definitely
be
Carbon, yeah.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Noir and can't remember the other collective that was there at the time.
Maze DJs,
Maze
yeah,
DJs,
they were
yeah.
massive
Yeah,
in DNA
yeah,
back in
yeah.
the day.
That just opened
and
up
then
everything.
they did loads of raves back in Lisbon, industrial estate.
Right.
Yeah, so that was kind of like you open your eyes to it, like. But yeah, that was my kind of first.
Same as that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a bit mad.
And then travelling all over Ireland, going to every gig possible, then Dublin, Sligo, Limerick,
Festivals, man.
as
Yeah.
much as possible.
What age are you then?
I would have been...
When you first went to, let's say, your first
I
club.
came back from England when I was 20, so we came straight up here.
Well, you lived
So
in
around
England for a
20
bit.
or 21. Yeah, I went over for college.
Did you? All right.
Studying sports science and psychology, which
Wow.
didn't really end great. Ended up managing pubs over there then and called it a day after, 4 years?
Wow. That's nice. I've done the same, actually. I was in London there for a while. I came back there only 2 months ago, so I did about 4 years out there as well.
Yeah.
It's nice, but there is a point when you're out there, you're kind of like, I'd love to come home.
That was it.
Do you know
Like,
what I
I
mean?
was so happy being over there, and then it just got to a stage where I was like, do you know what?
Yeah,
I sorta
you
miss
can
Galway
kind
a
of
small
feel it
bit.
calling a little bit.
And once it was in my head, then I had to come home then.
Yeah, same as, that's the same for me. It's a blessing being back though, for sure.
So, DJing then, when did that come into the fold? Like, did your parents, your friends kind of around you, were they DJing as well? And is that kind of how you picked it up?
No, there's literally no musical thing in the family at
No.
all, really. No.
Same as that.
Yeah. I just started messing around with a pair of decks when I was like 20. And,
yeah.
I just kind of bedroom DJ for a while, and then they were doing Syndicate. I was like, yeah, come on, we'll start something, seeing as we're all from Dunmore.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there was 3 of us that started Express then.
Was it similar to yourself, Tom?
Yeah, so, like, literally no musical background at all in anyone in the family.
Mm.
And it was just being up here and, like, a small DJ 400.
Yeah.
Started learning on that, and then it just took off from there.
So that would have been what year then when you both kind of started?
God.
What? 2018, 19?
Right.
Maybe,
Yeah.
for me.
And what was the Galway scene like back then in terms of like the number of collectives and just
It was quite
the scene?
small at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You'd-
you'd have your distinct collectives, whereas
You'd
now
antisocial
there's so
acid
many
club.
of them. Like,
Mm.
yeah,
Saturated enough now, isn't
It's-
it?
it's
Since
heavy,
COVID,
yeah.
anyways.
yeah. Well, I think everyone was just kind of fighting. There was loads of spaces, but no nightclubs.
Yeah.
So people were just using all these spaces to try and set up events, but I think it was kind of nearly like a quick cash and grab. But then people were like, "Oh yeah, you actually can't make a quick buck in this." Like so,
Yeah.
so you'll see some of them like phase away. But
Yeah.
It
that's
is
natural,
awful
isn't
hard
it?
at the start, to be fair.
it is, yeah, because you're trying to market yourself and trying to push yourself as something brand new, and it's very hard to compete with the other ones that are like, really at the top. Like,
What are the difficulties of starting out? Is it just that, you know, it's more difficult to book the big acts and you're getting charged higher rates
I
and
think
stuff
now,
like that.
yeah, I think now financially it's a lot challenging
Yeah.
because the price DJs
The
now are
prices
just
are
insane,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Just to book DJs
Book DJs.
itself,
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't too bad when we started first.
No,
but
yeah.
Sorry, Tom, there, just point that mic.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spot on.
Just shove it right in.
Direct.
But the key was not to get ahead of yourself, I suppose, at the start. You know, and get used to doing it. It was like knowledge of like what to do, and like we were sort of like two headless chickens at the start.
Yeah.
Banging heads against each
There's a lot of learning in there on the job, like.
Yeah.
But you would have had the experience from Syndicate though. How kind of
Yeah,
did that
so
help
we
you?
only done one event before COVID happened.
Okay.
And it was only, I think it was in November before COVID. And then whenever Shane sent the message across, we were like, may as well join forces.
Yeah.
So like even, I had only the one event, so I was still going into it sort of half blind too. You know?
Yeah, it's then when you start bringing in international acts, then you start to open up your eyes a bit more. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much more work to it. Like, but yeah, costly.
How'd you find that? How'd you find bringing in international gags?
That's not too bad. Yeah.
Did you get used to it over time? Is
yeah,
it
yeah, it's the same. It's the same. Once you do one, it's the same for nearly every
Really,
single
yeah.
one. Yeah, but
expensive though as well?
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Like in the past year and a half, I think we've seen the rise in prices. Just
What's the most you think you've ever actually spent now on an international act?
oh god, we won't say names. Like
No.
Don't need a name.
And
yeah,
we
don't-
try
don't
and
need a name.
keep it down as much as possible too. So
Yeah.
if Fenton's priced out, like we were not going to go for it.
probably in around the 3 or 4K mark. I think it was. Yeah, for one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, because our first big booking was Basewell. Our
He was-
second event
Yeah.
in Galway. Our first one was on Paddy's Eve, and we had Rowdy Boy in the loft.
Class.
And that sold out,
Yeah.
and it was
We overpacked
absolutely
the
mental.
loft, Yeah.
And we were like,
by
"Shit,
much?"
oh, there's people up the stairs and everything.
No way.
Yeah.
I've seen that venue. It's
We were-
compact enough
The
anyways.
back door at the loft, and we didn't put anyone in the back door, so they're all coming up. So it was
Yeah,
like,
but we'd sold out before it, so like we didn't really mind, but like we thought, geez, this is great.
Yeah,
So we can do this every time. And then
Yeah.
Basewell then was
Yeah. We didn't
was
have
an
as
eye
much
opener
for
'cause
Basewell then, like.
more expensive and everything. So
But I think you have to pick your dates as well, because we kind of put him on a kind of bad slot and a bad date, because like it was kind of coming in the middle of exams, so I was like, we've no students to go out. So
Yeah. But even if you do pick the right date, it's probably not still guaranteed, right? With all the
No,
other events
nowadays,
that could be
yeah.
going on like at the same time.
Yeah, that's what we're on about. So competitive, like
Yeah.
the amount of collectors, because
So
everyone
many collectors
is fighting
in
for
the
that
Galway
date.
area.
Yeah. When you're going about starting Express, what was kind of your vision for it, and did you pick a particular niche that you wanted to kind of go for?
Hard and fast.
Is that it?
Yeah, because I don't think there was that much of that in Galway.
Not really at the time.
No, not when we were starting off, because it was kind of like all bouncy, hard groove or kind of house. So it was like, yeah, we need to bring the harder scene to Galway. So yeah, that was kind of the niche.
You would have been one of
it,
the
like.
first ones then, would you, in Galway, bringing that hard stuff? Do you
well,
think?
Antisocial Acid Club was
They were
massive
yeah,
at the time.
Yeah, they had I Hate Models in the cellar.
Oh, yeah.
They- Some of the
Fair
acts that they
enough.
brought in that time, looking back on it, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Crazy,
Ridiculous, yeah.
Mental.
Are they still around today? Yeah.
Don't think
I
so.
don't think so, no.
No, I haven't heard.
I
them
haven't
yet.
heard. I haven't heard their name pop up in a while. Yeah.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if they're watching, lads, come back.
Yeah, bring it back.
Bring it back. Yeah. Cellar days.
Have your nights changed much now since you first started? Have you kind of found like, okay, I want to start doing more of this or less of this?
We kind of put our hand in everything. Like, we started off with a label, and we were like pushing that, but doing events, a label, everything all at once, and then we're working our 9 to 5s then as well. It was very hard to do it all. So I think it's just kind of running the label now, or running the events now, and just we'll see in the label in the future and see how it goes. But
Yeah. How kind of often do you try to get an event done?
probably once a month at
Yeah.
least, anyways. Yeah. We have
That's a lot of work in itself,
yeah,
like
we've
planning
busy
and stuff.
Yeah, we've busy schedule now for September, October.
It's
like
hell for leather, really, for the rest
actually
of the
this
academic
year coming is probably the most shows we're going to be doing ever.
Yeah.
I think we've like 10 shows in the space of 9 months, so you will see how they go.
Yeah.
But we're also trying to mix in the weekends as well, because an eye opener there during the summer, we never really even touched on weekends. And the
That's
weekend
interesting,
crew.
yeah.
Yeah, it was all students that we kind of mainly focused our aim at.
Thursdays and Wednesdays. Is that kind of what you're aiming for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly.
Yeah, but yeah, the weekend crew are they're a heavy
They're-
sessions.
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All the people calling off work and all that. Like, you know, it's no work. Friday on. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we got a load of messages being like, "Oh, why is this on a Thursday? Oh, this should be on a Thursday." If we're booking acts, it's like, "Oh, why can't this be on the weekend?" So
Yeah.
like, I will throw a few on the weekend and see how they go. Yeah.
Do you still get a fair few students at the weekend?
They're still coming around. See, they're living in Galway, so then you have the mix of students and you have the mix of people who are working Monday to Friday coming in on Saturday. Like.
Yeah,
The people who really need it.
Yeah. They want to let loose.
They do, yeah, for sure.
And crying working on Monday.
Yeah, I've been there.
You're cursing us too there.
Yeah, exactly. You see me there.
Stop.
So would you collaborate with other collectives much when you're putting on events?
Yeah, we have a collaboration. We had a collaboration with a Glasgow crew with Alex in May.
Yeah.
And we're back over there in October. So it's a nice little kind of workaround where they come over, play for us, and then we go over, play for them. So
That's Alex Farrell, is it?
Alex, yeah. So we had Alex in May. So yeah.
What do you think of what Alex has done? Like, you know, what he's achieved now, being only 17 years old.
Pretty huge, seeing as we're nearly 30.
Yeah.
He's nearly half our age, and he's
mad how
it's-
far he's come at such a young age, and like playing Creamfields now. Is that next week or? That's this weekend actually.
This weekend,
Wow.
yeah.
And to do that at that age, that's stuff of dreams for anyone. Now.
Oh, of
How does
course.
he even go about that, traveling the world at 17 or whenever he started? He started when, like 14, 15, something like that?
Yeah, I must have been around that
Yeah.
age.
Yeah. And then in for clubs as well, he kind of has to have someone with him because he's over 18. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. 14-year-olds walking
Yeah, he
in
has to have
clubs.
someone traveling with him all the time.
He must be a lot more mature than, you know, his age.
Oh yeah,
He is, yeah. Very
yeah.
sound, quiet lad. To be fair.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Imagine 14. Just can't even remember what I was
But you
doing at
kind
14.
of
you
kind
know?
of look at it, you're like, I kind of wish I started at that.
Yeah,
age.
you do, of
Like,
course you do.
It opens your eyes up to everything, like. But
It's about a 10-year head start in all of us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, the costs have increased a lot since, like, when you started it back in COVID times. But has anything else made it more difficult to run events now compared to back then?
Just trying to get dates, really.
Because
The main stumbling block.
Is it? Yeah.
competition, and, like dates are gone a year in advance, like a
Ye-
year and a half
yeah,
in
yeah.
advance sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like people
You have
pick
to be
their
on the
dates.
ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So college have their like set dates of like you have your rag week, you have your Christmas day for UIG. What other good dates is there? Paddy's weekend.
Yeah.
They're all gone like a year and a half.
Freshers and refreshers.
Yeah.
When you say, what did you say a minute ago? College have, what'd you say? College?
Rag week, is it?
College have rag week. Was it?
No, I don't know what you said.
They're set dates.
Oh, they're set dates.
Oh, they're set dates.
So
Okay.
as in like they'll have
You know
their
when the busy periods are going
busy
to be.
periods are like
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
God forbid you might book it the week before or the week after, or sometimes back.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's actually a year and a half in advance.
Yeah.
It's just probably just because the amount of collectives that are actually getting into venues.
Yeah.
So many. So we've known for just doing the podcast. There's just so many collectives out there now.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize when I was in the UK, I hadn't a clue there was that many. You know, you come back here, like there's more here than in the UK in general.
It's very oversaturated, yeah.
It's
Have you
crazy.
experienced much of the UK scene? I know you lived in the UK for a bit.
Yeah, so but just warehouse project really was what I was going to when I was over there. 'Cause
Okay.
I was managing pubs, and then it was very very hard to get time off, especially at the weekends.
Yeah.
So I didn't really do much traveling about the place when I was over there. To be fair, more so when I came back here.
Yeah, it's like that out there. So you work to work and make money, and that's it. That's all it is. It's tough.
Hide in the shadows for a bit.
Yeah, I swear to God. You might get a gig like once a month, that's it. It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's kept you both like motivated now to continue growing the brand and like bringing it to new levels every year?
I think just the crack of it, like
Yeah.
Really?
yeah. You see a lot of people like that. It's not a money maker, like it's
No.
Yeah, you just get the high from an event, and you're like, oh, I fucking love this, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's it's cool. Yeah, I think that kind of pushes you too because you see people so happy after the end of an event, like so. You kind of have to still manage your finances, but yeah.
Yeah.
it's not-
To be fair, I don't think there's much better feeling than seeing that at the end of the gig,
Yeah,
and how thrilled everyone is.
yeah, it's good.
What's kind of the biggest event you've done? Have you done any massive ones?
We had base. Jester X or Jester X. I don't know how people want to.
What is it by? Say it again.
In Jester X.
Jester
X, yeah.
Yeah, we had him in the cellar, but that was oversold as well. Yeah,
So the cellar and the loft, was
the
it?
loft. That's what
Yeah.
we had for COVID.
That's where we started off.
Yeah,
The loft is actually such a nice venue.
Yeah,
Such a
now-
good place to
Now
start.
Cuba's our home.
Really, you're in
Yeah.
Cuba now,
Yeah.
yeah?
Does the loft get much bookings now because of Cuba?
I haven't really seen much
I know.
going on in there
I don't
lately.
think so,
So that's
no.
why I was asking earlier. I was like, are they still
But like
running?
you have Monroe's, you have Cuba, you've like always seen back, like it's back heavily.
Yeah.
Like nightclub wise, like you have 3 big venues there now, so it's that's even competition in itself.
Yeah,
Like,
for
especially
sure.
with electric running nights, that's going to run a lot of collectives out too.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, do you think you could get gigs in electric?
Yeah, we played there
Yeah.
in March.
We
Really?
back
Was
to
it
back.
April? Was it April? Yeah.
Don't they have a
I think it was
thing?
April.
Don't they have a thing where they have like strict contracts on the DJs that are already there? It's like tough to get the main room, or did you get the main room?
No, we got the factory.
Yeah, I don't really see them
So-
giving away the main stage. You know?
Yeah, so our style wouldn't really be suited for the main floor, really.
Right.
Clear the place out.
You'd see everyone go to the garden or the factory if you were in there.
Empty. Three
Queues
people
down the
there.
stairs.
Lads walk in the door. Like,
Yeah.
refund there, please. Yes. Oh yeah, funny like.
So the basement is where you kind of made yourselves like comfortable there. The basement's actually all right in there. I wish the stage was a bit better, man. They need to do some work to
They've
that.
actually changed it. So I
Have
played
they?
there, was it 2 weeks ago?
2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah. You were
And
there.
they've taken away the little partition now, and it's a proper table in front
Oh,
of
right.
the steps.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
So instead of you being behind a partition, you're put the main focal point now up there.
Right, that's so
Okay.
much better.
Mm.
That's actually decent. At least you get to actually properly look out now and see what you're dealing with. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
What's your
clear.
individual roles then in
Me,
Express?
Director, secretary, social media.
Okay.
He's more
The
like
works.
he's more business side and finance side because he kind of did all the pubs and stuff and kind of has that background in him. But yeah, he kind of tells me no sometimes when we want to go extravagant with it. But
Very rarely, no. to be
very
fair.
rarely, yeah.
Yeah.
I can twist his arm sometimes, but yeah, he tries to pull it back a bit. But yeah, that's the two roles.
How do you go about planning the night then? Like where would you start? And are there parts of it that you just like kind of like not look forward to and it's like, oh, this again?
There's not really
I
much
think
of a
that's the
point.
fun part though. It's
Planning
like
it.
me and him go on a discussion and we do out a whole list of who we want.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just go back and see, it was like, are they feasible or like, can we get them in or will that suit the vibe of like a college student night or and then just trying to break it down that way. Let's say it's fun doing it, and then the lead up to it, and then once it's announced, you're like, yes, unreal.
Yeah.
And what's your thing with tickets then? Do you sell tickets like months prior, or would it be like a few weeks prior?
3 weeks beforehand, really.
Yeah, everywhere is different though, because I know that gig we have abroad in Glasgow, that they announced like 2 months before an event,
Yeah.
whereas here we announced like 2-3 weeks before an event.
Do you think that's kind of all you need, considering it's loads of students and
I
stuff?
think the shorter the distance between it, the better.
Yeah.
The better, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't
Because
want...
it phases out. Because imagine 2 months out, people start forgetting
That's
about
it.
it.
And you
You
don't want
would.
to be promoting something for so long.
Yeah,
You
you
know what I mean?
don't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different everywhere. Like,
Lose the hype very fast then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It seems to be
Then
the way
you
over
get
there.
tired of promo, and it's like, oh, I have to keep pushing for 2 months. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Do you find you get a lot of walk-ins? You do tickets in the door and stuff for your events?
Yeah.
The weekend was mad for walk-ins.
Yeah,
For the weekends, yeah.
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 Like the amount of people that come in the Cuba that night was mad. Like I'd say even if we didn't sell any tickets online,
You
we
would've
probably
filled it.
would have filled the place on the walk-ins alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to start doing the weekends, boys.
Oh, they're coming, don't
They're
worry.
coming, yeah.
Yeah, they're coming
Facts.
heavy as well.
Hard and fast.
When you're going back and forth with the artist manager to book them, is it like a negotiating battle or is it? It is.
It's, yeah. It's we're kind of priced high, and then you're trying to get
Trying to get them
bargain
lower.
at you, Yeah.
And they always do come down a bit.
Yeah. Eventually, like.
Yeah. Do you
come
find?
down-
But some don't. They
No.
go, like, yeah. So it's,
Some come down a fair bit too at the same time.
yes.
From the first email.
Yeah, the first team I was always like, oh.
It's like, see how much we can get out of them.
Yeah.
No,
No,
you're not
it's-
getting that much out of me.
Yeah. Do you find like since your brand's grown a lot, that you've got better rates, let's say in general from artists?
Yeah, because people look at your kind of social media of what you've done previous, and like I'd say it's harder. Like that, even for that sense, if someone's starting off new, I'd say it's even harder for them because they've no background to show that they've actually done anything.
Yeah.
So bringing in a bigger act is probably more difficult. So they'll start bringing in local artists, try and build their brand. But yeah, for us, yeah, it's I think it's been a good one that we've had such big names kind of come over the last 2 years. So it's an easy push, especially when you're doing emails for agencies and stuff. It's
Yeah.
handy, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're obviously responsible for the marketing side of things then. Is that something that comes natural to you? Like, did you learn as you go?
No, it's learn as you go. Yeah, it's like try new things, see if that works. And
Yeah.
If you look at the first poster to the new posters, it's come a long way.
Are you designing them yourself?
That's it.
yeah,
Yeah, he's doing everything.
that's all cost saving now as well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, try and learn how to do that. So I kind of sat down and started learning Photoshop and started to do all that myself and started to push it all myself, do all the videos and everything kind of through all that. I was like, oh, I need to do this just to kind of just as a cost saver. Like, even artwork as well has just gone so expensive to do.
Is it really? What are you talking? What kind of prices?
Probably 70-80 quid for just one piece of artwork, like that you could.
Yeah.
Depends what package you want.
Like a
it depends
poster
on-
for
just
a gig.
poster for a gig, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you're doing so many of them, they all add up, like, so. Yeah, you're
Jesus.
better off just sitting down.
Yeah, just if you do it yourself, do it
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Are there any tactics like on the marketing side that you found worked well, and some that don't maybe?
Don't want to give too much of our tactics away, but I know that people seen it anyways. But yeah, we used to do free tickets at the start as well, just to kind of get a push on kind of people to catch them. And once the free tickets are gone, people are like, "Oh, I have a free ticket. Would you go buy a ticket because I'm going to this event?" So
Yeah.
kind of pushes eyes on your event then as well. And people are kind of like eager to wait for our announcement as well. It's like, "Oh, they might have free tickets, they might not." It's like, "Oh, we'll wait until we'll
Right,
jump on
right.
them then." It's like, yeah. So it depends on how big the artist is, though. If it's a big artist, yeah, you're not getting free tickets.
Yeah, we need the money back.
Do you find that students are, or maybe just people in general, are very cost conscious nowadays?
Yeah.
But they aren't. Like, some events are mad expensive for tickets, but it's all relative to the act. So I don't see any difference in, like, whenever we're charging
agree.
15, 12, 10, whatever it is, it seems to be the same amount of people that's coming all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I think we still have our own crew now that come all the time to our events, like, no matter the price, like. So. But yeah, like you said, I think it depends on the artist you bring in too, because if you're bringing in someone that they don't really know, they're not going to fork out 15-20 euro to go see them, like, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Is there anything that's worked like in the past that doesn't work anymore in terms of promoting your events?
I don't think so. No.
You ever
I don't
tried?
think it's changed too much.
Have you ever tried actually getting, like, student promoters and things like that, where you give them perks
with
to
a
sell your
huge
events?
promo team.
Massive promo team.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's massive?
Well, geez, at one stage
35, 40 in it, I
there
think,
was
yeah.
at one stage, yeah.
Wow.
Shit. Yeah.
But we had to cut it down a small bit.
Yeah.
All depending on who's sharing. And
Yeah, it depends on who shares the post.
we
and
give
stuff,
them we give them guest lists and
free entry stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Is that kind of unique, or would a lot of collectives do that?
I'd say an awful
The
lot of people
majority
do.
would, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't
You
heard that
would-
before now.
You would
We should
notice like
bring-
the same promo team was nearly pushing the other collectives
Yeah.
as well.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
They love it. Like, they love the free
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We need to bring back the people on the street showing the carbon jackets.
Yeah, going around with the tickets.
That was unreal.
That was savage. That's the only reason I used to go there.
Yeah,
Like,
you
that's
get
what
a
I
stamp
used
for everywhere and go, and then you decide where you want to go, and then
to- Yeah. You have the 8 stamps. Like, sweet. You get to
Here's a
choose.
drink to you. Yeah, here's €1 off.
Yeah. Go in there for
Yes.
10 minutes. Gone again. Exactly. It's actually the only reason I used to go in there.
Yeah, like the whole of Shop Street lined up, and then you'd have like loads of electric down the corner, and then the further you go, then you'd have Monroe's.
You should do that for your events. Would you ever do that? Like, go around getting stamps like for the events?
Yeah.
I suppose it doesn't need it if you're selling tickets.
But the thing with Cuba is in a great spot there because people come out of pubs, and it's the first nightclub on the doorstep. So it's
Yeah.
like, let's walk in here, have a look, and see what's going on.
Especially when it's kind of sitting there top of Shop Street. Like, you
Yeah.
can't really miss it.
No, you don't have far to go. It's either electric or Cuba. Like if you're there, that's
Yeah,
the Shop
yeah,
Street.
yeah.
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 Are you playing many gigs at the moment?
Yeah, pretty busy. Yeah. I've a busy schedule for September, October. I've 4 shows, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Are they all in Galway or
one
Ireland?
secret session in Galway, yeah. But then I'm in Glasgow twice in a week. So,
Really? Yeah.
Glasgow, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when this is out. When is this out?
Actually, yeah.
Because the first one hasn't
2
been.
weeks.
First one
Yeah,
hasn't.
yeah,
First one,
something like that.
We'll say 2 weeks.
yeah, first one hasn't been announced yet. But
Okay.
but it should be announced by then, yeah. But yeah, I'm in Glasgow in 2 weeks. Yeah, over with him the second week, and then.
You can't say what collective you're with, or
Actually, yeah, probably
You
because
can
it'll
if
be
it-
out. with
Yeah,
them.
I mean, if it's out, it's out.
It'll be with the Bumble boys, yeah. So
In Glasgow.
Yeah,
Nice.
Oh,
it's
Bumble here from Galway.
Bumble
Yeah.
and Party, yeah. So it's Bumble takeover for him too. So
Yeah. It's impressive what they've done, isn't it?
yeah, big up Martin.
Super
and Sean,
impressive.
Yeah.
it's
Great
huge.
guys.
They just love traveling the world playing gigs as well.
Yeah.
They love like
yeah.
an
they're so
international
active, to be
tour.
fair to them. All
Crazy.
Yeah.
over the place.
You know, we talk about having like lots of shows here. Like those boys are doing like 15, 20 shows a month. Like they're just going
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's class. Like even being a part of that agency, it's a mad. Like it even pushes you because the talent on that is just insane.
Yeah.
To manage their events and then the artist side of it and the record label side of it, it's nuts. Like.
Yeah, mad. Yeah, big ups to them. Like
Yeah.
Come on,
And they're enjoying it so much. You know what I mean? They're loving every step of the way. Like you can tell they like truly love it. Like you know.
Yeah. Like they even said it. Like it's the same with us. It's like, why do you do it, lads? It's like it's just for the crack. Like
That's it. Yeah.
we have a buzz of doing it. Like it's unreal.
It is
class.
very cool. having, you know, organising your own event is pretty sick. Like,
Yeah, it's fun.
is there any moments that stand out to you then, like DJing? Any big gigs you've played, like kind of like the pinnacle?
For me personally, I had SWG3 with Party in
That was mad.
March, and then I had Slovakia in April, I think it was, or in May. Sorry, in May. That was mental. That was in a catacombs. Yeah, so you have to go down underground. Yeah. Waking up the dead with my tunes.
No way.
Yeah, that was like
Oh my God.
1300 there. Yeah, it was
That must have
mad.
scared people into fucking to the coffins.
Sick little venue, to be fair, with the red lights and everything up on the stone walls.
Yeah, it
It's
was
absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
love to see videos of that. If you have any, show me after
Yeah,
this. I swear to God.
shows much, yeah,
That sounds wild.
I have a question request from someone who will leave unnamed. What's
Okay.
your writer?
What's my rider?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And for those who don't know, explain what a writer is.
Okay, so a rider is what an artist kind of wants before a gig, like, or if they want a drink or kind of something to top up, or just to kind of keep them happy in the background.
Yeah.
My rider, actually, do you know what, before
Let's be honest now,
before
too.
we go into my
we
rider,
had one real mad one.
yeah, before we go into like my own rider and his rider, we set up a Galway thing of like just mad riders, like where people just come up to us and just ask for the most stupid things. So it's just all around Galway collectives. So if you're just booking Galway collectives, it was like, what do we had a pineapple,
KP nuts,
KP
scratch
nuts,
cards.
scratch
I asked for a
cards.
birthday card.
Birthday card.
Scratch cards.
I said I needed the scratch cards for the birthday card for my dad. It wasn't his birthday for like 6-7 months.
Yeah. And then we asked
That's
for-
I was only taking the piss. Videos of you then behind me whenever I was playing,
with a
shaking the
fucking
pineapple. and-
behind him, like. And then I just asked for the worst cans ever, and just the lads just slapped a big can of Dutch Gold right in front of us. Like, oh, disgusting. Like. Yeah. But
It's
I
like
don't
a
know
way
why
to
that's
get-
the thing around Galway. Like, yeah.
It's like a way to get back at the bookers for giving you a low rate. Just ask for the worst writer.
the maddest list, like, but it's funny because you're just picturing them running around a shop looking for a pineapple and then get a scratch cards and going up to a till with all these
lost his
most
mind.
random
He's lost his
things.
Wasn't it Imo that asked us for a Barbie doll?
Oh
one night?
yeah. You got her a Barbie
Run
doll,
down to Smith's.
Yeah, we
yeah.
were in Smith's
I was
looking
in
for ages.
Smith's for about 15-20 minutes. Like, oh jeez, which one would she like? Yeah. Oh yeah, funny. Yeah, no, the one personal rider is a bottle of vodka.
A towel.
About 10 towels because I sweat so much. I'm so bad. Like, as soon as I get up on stage, I'm gone.
Really, yeah.
Bottle of vodka, 6 cans, and there's a bottle of Buckfast on there, I think, as well. I don't go through it all though.
Buckfast is a staple, to be fair.
Yeah, I have to rule that out now because I black out a lot now. So I drink Buckfast, so that has to come off the rider. I don't know what yours is. Yours is heavy enough as well.
Yeah, it's normally just vodka and Buckfast and maybe a vape.
What's with the Buckfast? Why Buckfast?
Don't know,
I don't know,
It's a Galway thing, isn't it?
Brought up on it.
Yeah.
What's the thing?
Yeah, yeah.
I heard something about the river here. There's like they found like 1 million bottles of Buckfast or something.
Oh, it was thousands and
Thousands.
thousands anyway. Yeah, Lochatalia.
Lochatalia here, yeah.
What's it in Lochatalia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were
They went to
washed
clean.
up, were they?
They went to clean it out. They found like 100,000
Yeah, it
bottles
was
of
mad.
Buckfast in there.
I
What?
couldn't imagine people going down there.
100,000.
I think it's actually more than 100. I want to get.
I can't remember the exact figure. Someone has to check that up.
I'm
now.
happy that you know because I'm not seeing.
Yeah,
that range, you know
I
what
remember
mean?
hearing it at the time and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, 'cause
What's the story? They were
going
just
to bed
reselling
dreaming
it,
about Buckfast.
obviously.
It was just people down there
nights out.
drinking before they
Oh,
go out or
empty
whatever
balls,
and then
empty balls.
firing the
years.
bottle into the
Mm.
water.
Nuts.
Yeah, over the years, they just be throwing their bottles in. I reckon it's people from not from the city, but
That
people
are coming to
commute
it,
into
yeah.
the city. Just have a bottle of Buckfast, don't know where to throw it. They throw it in the river, and then over time, hundreds of thousands of bottles just accumulate. But why specific Buckfast? Do you know what I mean? It
I
was
don't
no
know, it's
vodkas, no like beer cans. Like obviously, there's a lot of that in
Yeah.
there, but what they mainly found was the Buckfast. I think that's mad.
It's such a Galway thing.
Galway
I don't know what it
culture.
is, like,
So
yeah,
Galway.
Galway culture, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's every back town you go as well. Like,
Yeah,
like,
everywhere.
Buckfast, yeah.
Is
Genuinely is.
Buckfast outside of Ireland now? I'm sure it is.
Actually,
Oh yeah,
It
sure,
is,
it's-
yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
It's brewed in
Scotland, isn't it?
No, England.
Oh,
England,
really?
Yeah, but it's just the Scottish love it.
It's
Yeah,
Glasgow and Galway is the two highest.
Glasgow and
Really?
consumers,
Yeah.
because I was looking
Yeah.
for it in the UK, couldn't find it. They're all into their magnums. The
Yeah.
mini
Small
magnums.
bottles,
That's
yeah.
another tonic wine, isn't it? It's a small bottle.
Never had one.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
I just have to stick it on the rider.
And the Barbie doll as well.
Oh god. Yeah, it's not funny. Like,
Shane, when did you start producing?
ooh, 5-6 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this kind of came after kind of the bedroom DJ scene, but like, yeah, I just sat down and started messing around with it.
Yeah. What kind of
freaked out looking at it, and I'd closed my laptop for about 2 months, and then I went back on it again.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a mad world as soon as you go in.
I've actually heard your latest one. I think have you released it yet, or is it releasing?
Which
I can't remember the name, but
I had a heavy month of releases this month.
It was
Slammer Jammer.
Slammer Jammer. That's it.
Yeah, that
straight
came
away.
out on Frank's label actually. Yeah,
Did it?
yeah, that was a funny story because
Sick tune, man. I gotta give you respect for
I
that.
made that over a year ago. Thank you.
Yeah.
Made that over a year ago, but I wasn't going to even go do anything with it, and just left it there, sitting there. And I had only sent it to like 3 DJs, and Yasmin Gardesi was one of them.
Wow.
And then she played it 10 months later in a back-to-back with Frank. And then Frank,
Did you
So
catch
mad.
Did you catch a video of it? Did you?
she had a video of it, yeah. But Frank messaged me after then, and was like, "I want that track," and then released it on his label.
He put it up on TikTok as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
that was-
what you did? You had it unreleased for a year. No label signed it. And
I
then-
hadn't even sent it out. I wasn't even going to release it.
Really?
Yeah, just as sitting there. I have like 1,000 tracks on my SoundCloud. Over 1,000 tracks just sitting there. So
That's just free time.
in
So
5
free
years?
time,
That's a lot.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that means they're all ready to go. Like
No, there'd be like kind of half-finished project.
Yeah.
But I use it like as another platform to kind of listen back. Like, oh, I don't know about that.
it's like leave it in the cloud in the SoundCloud. That's
Yeah,
it. Just throw it up there.
yeah.
Forget
It'll
Throw
about
it
happen
up there.
often where you'll go through it and you'll be like, Jesus, do you know, I might
There's a-
send
yeah.
that one up.
There is a couple like you would think you're like, oh, jeez, that's not bad. You know, yeah. I might push it out. Yeah, and see.
And how do you find that when you're like sending stuff out? Do you do that often, or is it kind
At
of
the
just
start, I didn't because I wasn't really confident in the stuff I was making. But
Yeah.
now I've kind of found my own sound, so it's like I don't mind
Sending
annoying
out.
DJs
Yeah.
and throwing it back at them. Like
And would you-
what's the worst they're gonna do? Not download
exactly.
it.
And would you do it on Instagram? Would you do it? How would you do it? SoundCloud.
Yeah, send it to them on
Specific,
SoundCloud.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
They
is
don't-
the
like it's hard for them to look at messages on Instagram because they probably get in on
It's
data.
true, yeah. It doesn't even show up for them, especially how big they are. You
Yeah,
know,
they'll in the message request. They probably don't even look at them really. Like so. Yeah, it's,
SoundCloud's a shout actually. I
Yeah.
think a lot of the listeners here would actually like to know that, especially myself as well.
just hound DJs with it on
SoundCloud, yeah.
Yeah, don't hound them too much. Like.
Yeah. Okay, take my song.
what does that agreement look like to get your song on a record label like Frank's?
Just a small bit of back and forth and
Yeah.
just a thumbs up. Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
what's the benefit to him?
Well,
The
it's
benefit to you?
Well, like there is a thing called Hype Edit where the people can download it and you kind of get followership. Both label and yourself get followership from it. Like, but that was a free download, so there's kind of no financial thing with it. Like, kind of those the bigger ones was like with Sarah Landry and CLTX. They're all kind of contract based stuff. So yeah, we'll see a bit of money on that.
Okay.
Stan Christ one as well. Yeah, that was another contracted one. But yeah, they're all kind of the biggest of the biggest. Like.
Yeah. You ever been approached by anyone who's wanted to buy the rights or the buy it outright, let's say?
No, but if anyone's out there and wants to,
Take my song.
yeah.
Have you ever tried to pursue music full time?
Could do, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Like over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
It would be an avenue I probably would go down. Yeah.
How hard do you think it is, just by looking at maybe other people who have done it and hearing from them?
It's saturated. It really is. Like the collectives, like there's so
Yeah.
many. Like, but the thing is, you have to find your own sound. And a lot of people out there are just copying one another, and it's kind of very hard for them to push through. So, if you find your own sound, you'll take off like no bother. Like.
Okay. So that's what it's about, really.
Yeah, just find your own sound and just kind of push with it, and don't try and copy or carbon copy others because the ones that are doing it big, you'll be hitting in under the shadows. Like, I'm not even that big. I don't know why I'm talking about it. But
There's a lot of people that would love to hear that, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try and carbon copy others. Like, you could take snippets from their tunes and kind of bring them into yours and get ideas from it, but try and make it your own sound. Yeah.
Okay. What other advice would you have for up and coming producers then? Both looking to
Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
So like, there's so many times where I've just kind of looked at it and be like, I'm gonna close the laptop and just not go back to this tune again, or like take a break, come back at it again, and just refresh yourself because your ideas might flow again. It's like a lot of people just give up straight off the bat as soon as you go in. It's like, this is very daunting, or like,
It's like learning a new language when you're making music as well.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Tough.
Is one of the most difficult part like getting through them early few months when it's super hard, and then does it become like more of a habit and you kind of get addicted to it?
Yeah, I think the more I learned off like YouTube and based myself off YouTube. Like I got nothing. Like even collabs itself is a huge plus. If you want to sit down and collab with someone, you learn an awful lot off them. You'll kind of bring stuff in that you've learned off them into your own tracks, and they might do the same based off yourself as well. So I think that's another big plus as well. If you're starting off, sit down with someone and learn who's been there for maybe a year or two, and just you'll bounce off them. I think you'll bounce ideas off each other as well. You make tracks quicker when you collab too, and collabs seem to pop off a lot more as well, because when it comes to marketing, you have two different avenues of pushing it. It's huge.
Have you had any difficult moments I'm sure you've had difficult moments, but have there been moments where you've wanted to stop Express because something didn't go right?
COVID,
the real start.
But
nothing since really.
Like we've been very good since, but COVID was a struggle because we started and we're like, when's this ever going to end? Like, it's like,
especially when the restrictions came out, and I think the cap on what time you could close. And there was like you were only allowed 15 people outside at one stage. So we were sort of like, is this ever going to come back? Like, you know, it was hard to see events happening at that stage.
Yeah, and for a year and a half just to keep pushing mixes on the page, just to try and just keep it like.
Is that what you did then during the COVID time?
Yeah,
just pure mixes.
Yeah, and just kind of push the label. So that's where the label side of it came. It was like pushing tracks on our page.
Was the VA during that period?
Yeah, doing various artist stuff and like getting those DJs and producers in to make tunes for us and push it up on our page, just to kind of just keep it going and going.
Smart way of doing it, It's the only option really.
It was. It's all we could have done.
Stop, like.
It's all you can do.
Yeah.
It's literally all you could do, like, or else you just don't do anything.
That's it. Yeah, the whole thing just come to a full stop.
Yeah. Like I felt sorry for the ones that weren't actually doing that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait for 2 years to come back, and like you have a whole new generation coming in the scene that don't know you.
If you think of it, that time there was so many people coming into college, say when everything reopened, that were never in a nightclub or an event because of their age. So like there was completely new target audience or demographic around.
I think that affected like the scene as well, because like we saw like downfalls of like people going to events and kind of pushing towards it, going to events, and the pub game kind of picked up a lot more after that.
It did.
Straight away after COVID, and everyone had a bar in the house and everything.
Yeah.
That was a massive fail.
Everyone.
He's a whole pub in the back of his house.
Nice.
All right, we're going.
Soon to be full pub.
That's actually class. You licensing there or what?
No, it's only for us.
Did you build it yourself or?
So it was a spare room that we had in the house. So myself and my dad built a bar out of doors, so it looked like it was panelled. And I bought an old tap system off a pub that closed in Dunmore, and then it was just like so we could have pints during COVID.
Yeah.
But now it's sort of like all the family are coming over for occasions and whatever, so we're looking at trying to make a proper job out of it now.
That's
like
actually
pool
wild.
table and the whole lot now.
That's wild. It's
You're
like
welcome to come down, boys.
Yeah, 100%.
anytime.
That sounds wicked. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Invite me to
The
his
third-
house. Like.
Yeah.
It's like your house. It's like, come over.
I only caught that there.
Exactly.
You have to come down for the 30th.
30th, yeah.
Fags.
29.
Yeah.
29, that's what we'll keep it as.
Yeah.
You mentioned like artist management, I think, or maybe it was a record label that you maybe touched on that before. Is that something you'd look at again?
The label, maybe over time, yeah. It's just a lot to take on at the minute, But, we'll push it again.
Yeah.
Like there's great incentives of it as well, because there's connections as well. Because if you have an artist on your label, you've that connection to them, and I think kind of works away. You could get them for a gig for a bit fucking cheaper, so you could work it that way too. Like so.
Yeah. On like networking, do you make like an active effort to try and always meet new people and expand your network?
You have to, Like even the scene in Galway, like there's so many young DJs that are going around, and it's trying to get them on board as well, and kind of push what you're doing. And I think our lineups for this year, it's a very Galway focus.
Yeah, we're focusing more on that this year.
Yeah.
Opening slots and maybe main support.
Yeah, like me and him took up the slots a lot. So we were like, you know what,
I think this one coming now is the first time that we're not on it.
Yeah, first time.
Really?
I think me and him are not actually on the lineup. On an
Must be
Express
hard.
lineup.
We're tired right now.
You probably want to like.
Yeah.
Hanging up the boots.
It's hard to let go now, but even on the night I'm like, I wish I was playing.
Yeah, you do get that feeling, But
it's time to push our own separate bits then, I suppose.
Yeah, because I have my own kind of heavy schedule as well, like personally, and then he's kind of pushing as well around the scene in Galway, so yeah, it's
Do you have anyone else that helps you here or there? I know you had someone else at the start, but like now, do you have anyone else?
No, it's just two of us.
Just two of us.
Just the
Two
two.
of us, yeah, pushing it, yeah.
To be
Yeah.
fair, the promo team are fairly good with helping out with, say, doing the door
Mm.
and just anything that we need, I suppose.
Yeah,
We
the nights
can-
when we're both playing,
Yeah.
need someone down doing the
Yeah.
doors, yeah, they'd help out, yeah.
Yeah. Do you make an effort then to like try and engage with the new kind of maybe first year, second year students coming in?
Yeah, you do, yeah. Well, like, yeah, that promo crew would
Yeah,
kind of push
I'd
it
be
in
there.
towards them, like, so that's kind of the niche of the marketing, like, they'd know all of them kind of coming in, or they
Right.
kind of push it around, the word go around that way, like, but, yeah, I think once they go into a night and see what we're about, I think they're they're
Yeah.
either hooked or they're like, ooh,
Yeah. Hard fast.
yeah. Jeez, I'll go
Acquired
back to the
taste, yeah.
pub. Yeah.
Who would you say, different kind of question now, but who would you say is the best producer to come out of Ireland in recent years?
Good question.
Ooh,
That's tough.
it's a tough one.
Is it
Producer wise,
producer or DJ?
Yeah, but a producer, you're always going to say Kadima because out of Galway, just because he's a Galway
Just
boy.
how
like,
far
yeah,
he came
and
as
how
well.
far he's pushed himself.
That is fair. That's a good answer,
Yeah.
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 I'd say the feeling of coming home and playing that arts festival gig to that many
Crazy.
people in your hometown, I'd say it's mad.
Yeah, it must be the maddest feeling in the world.
Yeah.
I don't want to like belittle anyone, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to mention too much more, but yeah, there is.
Thought you were going to say yourself there for a second.
I'm
It was leaning that way for a second, wasn't it?
No. No, there's so much talent in Ireland. Like it's like very hard to pick from that. I think the scene in Ireland is crazy. Like I said, it's really saturated, but the talent is just
It's definitely there, yeah.
Like even I mentioned like that whole Bumble crew. Like we're all like just mad focused on making music. Like all the talent is coming out of there. Like there's so many young lads in that are gonna push themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so dedicated to it. Like
Yeah.
even Sean, he was saying like he produces every day. I don't know if that's the same with yourself. Like
I thought Miro was crazy because Miro did he actually makes his own music, but he actually did a full mix there last week of all of his own music.
Oh,
That's wild. Do you know, if you to get to that level of like
If you
producing,
have enough material there.
exactly, yeah. So he's just done it. I think it was an hour and a half or something of his own
Yeah.
music.
To be fair, he's live most days on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
he
that's
really?
another,
Sessions.
that's another good
He's going at
avenue
it
of
big
pushing
time.
yourself as well, like doing lives on social media. I wouldn't have the balls to do that now.
Social are tough, man. Like they're tough.
Yeah. You're having
constantly
a
at that.
conversation with yourself nearly.
Yeah, if you're doing that in public as well, you're like, fuck, I feel weird.
And I
I'm
think
a loser.
I think a big
Loser.
thing is, well, you don't see the results of it straight away. It's only comes down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like
Exactly.
you get demotivated by it quite quickly if you're not looking long term.
Yeah, like I'd say at the start when you have only like 3 or 4 viewers and then it slowly starts building up and up and up. But like it's 3 or 4 viewers for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a while, I'd say.
Yeah, until that builds up.
Adam, you love marketing, man. You actually love it.
I like marketing.
Yeah, he loves the whole thing. He's got a brain for it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he loves the
Do you want a job?
process.
Yeah.
He's actually well good at it. To be fair, he is well good at it. But it's not my forte.
I try.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a shout out, lad.
It was
Shout
something
out.
I struggled with when I was managing Buddha Bear and Caribou was the social media side.
Oh, Caribou
You were
is
Trying to
so
keep
far.
everything fresh
Well,
and
that-
relative.
Caribou, yeah.
Really, yeah.
Okay.
Like I really struggled on the media side. It mightn't have looked like it, but geez, it took up so much time to make sure
Yeah.
it was perfect.
Yeah.
And I was wondering how it would come across to other people. Was very tough. Like sort of nearly second guessing yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See,
Yeah.
you're always
Get that
overthinking
burger
it.
in the right
Nearly.
light in there.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
if you went through my phone, I swear to God, there's like 100 pictures of the same dish, and then to everyone it's like it all looks the same, but like it had to be so particular
Yeah.
with everything.
Do you ever see the McDonald's adverts where they like just do fake stuff or like they put like Tipex or something or is it or like I don't know they do what is it like paint or something for
Paint,
like the
yeah.
mayonnaise?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
Yeah, you can get very creative with it.
Yeah. Giving you ideas now.
There's different levels, isn't there? to it?
Give them this way.
Paint.
Yeah, like, what can I do with paint?
Any other questions, Troy? I'll touch on.
I think I'm actually good. Every time you ask me that question, I freeze. Do you know, it's like I probably would have like 10, 15 minutes ago. I fucking don't know.
You'd be driving home now and you're like,
I'll ring you. I'll ring you on the way home. Like, boys, I need this question answered. No, I think I'm good.
If we were to sit down again in a few years, where would you want Express to be, and then maybe yourself, Shane, with your own producing?
Express just to keep going the way it is. I think it's rising a lot at the minute. Yeah, I think social media wise, our followers have like gone up and shot up over the past 6 months.
Yeah.
So for that to keep going and maybe push ourselves out of Galway a touch as well.
Right.
Like stay in Galway and still do our events in Galway, but have more events outside of the county, like, and show us what we're out, like. But and then myself as well, just to kind of be on the big stages, I suppose. And
A few festies now.
a few festies, yeah, come up, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what comes around the corner, yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah. That'll be a fun old year next year. Next year is heating up to be a good one.
Really
Yeah.
nice
That
one.
was-
Yeah,
You
we'll
can
be
tell you're
tuning
buzzing
in.
for that. You can see it, like, that's savage.
Can't wait for next year, yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Sick.
I think that's that then, lads. I think we'll
We're good.
wrap it up there. I think it was a good episode.
Hey, one.
Nice
Cheers,
one,
lads.
boys.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on. Yeah.
Sweet one, boy.